"We didn't order for your son," my sister said, sliding the bread basket toward me like a truce she had no intention of honoring. Her twins sawed into $100 steaks, plates gleaming under amber light. My father didn't look up. "You should have packed him something," he muttered. Leo, 8, careful, folded his hands and watched the bread as if it were a last raft. The air pressed in. I smiled, the kind that never reaches the eyes. "Noted," I said. When the waiter drifted back, poised like a pin, I stood. "I'll take the private room," I told him. "And whatever the chef recommends. For everyone here. On me." Chairs stilled at nearby tables. Mara blinked. "What?" But I was already walking after the waiter. Tonight wasn't about the menu. It was a stage, their lines rehearsed. Remind me where I belong. They didn't know the set had been rebuilt without them. Growing up, Mara collected spotlights. Sharp when it suited her, sugar when it served her, she was the favorite. Tuition, cars, introductions. Handed out like party favors. I was told to be resourceful. So I learned to build quietly. Consulting contracts, a duplex that became 4, a portfolio tucked behind an LLC no one at this table could name. I never flashed it. I paid for family trips anonymously, covered Dad's cardiology bills, even wired funds when Mara's boutique collapsed under its mirrors. She never thanked me, she just reset the pecking order whenever she could. This dinner was her idea. Family bonding. The empty basket was the tell. Another performance of power. As the waiter held the door to the private suite, I caught Leo's eye and nodded. We stepped into a room dressed in warm wood and white linen, the table set for 10, patients stitched into every place setting. The message was simple enough to eat. My son would not starve at his own family's table, and I would not swallow their script again. The humiliation didn't start at dinner. Months earlier, an accountant friend called after hours. Off the record, the Future Generations Trust Dad set up listed one beneficiary, Mara. "She told him you'd spend it all on charity," he said, as if feeding my child were waste. That same week, a building I'd managed for years was sold without a word. The proceeds showed up in Mara's new venture, a luxury catering company with a logo delicate as theft. I did not shout. I opened files. Her bragging made the work simple. Over coffee and casual praise, I asked how she structured the company, who her anchor clients were. She performed, I recorded. The crown jewel, she said, was a corporate events firm. She didn't know I owned a quiet slice of it through a sleeve of companies that look like weather. A clause already existed in our contracts, sleeping ink about audits and compliance. All it took was waking it. Background checks, vendor transparency. Nothing dramatic, only light. In the light, her numbers sweated and slipped. Within a month, investors cooled. Within 2, the kitchen lease shivered loose. By 3, a civil notice for unpaid taxes knocked on her door like winter. Dad phoned, furious. "Someone sabotaged your sister." I told him to ask her accountant which way the numbers ran. Meanwhile, I bought the trust. Cleanly, legally, out from under its story. The asset became a charitable education fund with Leo's name tucked deep in the articles. Not for him alone, but for kids who eat bread while others photograph steak. By the time Mara planned this family bonding dinner, the stage was set. All that remained was to let them speak, and then answer once with receipts. In the private room, plates arrived. Ribeye, asparagus, potatoes with cream. Mara tried a smirk. "You're showing off." "I'm feeding my family," I said. When the check came, she leaned. The manager placed a hand between her and the bill. "Already cleared by our corporate account, ma'am." "Corporate account?" "One of your former clients," I said. "The events firm that stopped renewing." Color drained. I own it." I set a folder on the linen. "And as of this quarter, your debt has been acquired by the same foundation that now holds Dad's old trust." Dad lifted his head. "What foundation?" "The Hawthorne Fund, a charitable education trust. I purchased the assets legally and moved them there. Scholarships, meals, tuition. Leo's name sits in the charter to remind me why." Mara flipped pages, transfers, audits, receipts. "You set me up. You set the table, I said. I changed the menu. She stood, the chair shrieking. You'll regret this. I already did, I said. She left. Dad didn't follow. He kept turning pages. Leo watched me. Was it wrong to be hungry? I knelt. Never. It's wrong to make someone feel small for needing a seat. Dessert landed, chocolate soufflé warm as mercy. He smiled at last. Outside the glass, Mara paced, rehearsing a story that no longer cast me in shadow. When we finished, Leo rested on my shoulder. Full? I asked. Finally, he said. So was I.